Armand.
How do you do, Miss Blake? Pardon me.
Has Sultan Abou Ben Ali arrived yet?
Not yet, Miss Blake, but he should be here any minute. The tribal leaders are waiting for him in a suite reserved by his secretary, Mr. Mullah.
What's my chance of interviewing the secretary?
We can ask.
Welcome, Your Highness.
Who is this young lady, Ernst?
Miss Blake, a journalist. She wishes to interview you.
Your Highness, I merely wanted to ask one question. Will the North African leaders support the United Nations of the Axis?
My dear Miss Blake, no one knows what their decisions will be.
They'll follow your leadership, won't they?
They will follow the precepts of the Prophet. You must excuse me now. A full statement will be issued later.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Oh, Miss Blake, Captain LaSalle telephone.
Oh, thanks a lot, Armand. Get me the French diplomatic headquarters.
Hello? Janet? I just received a message from Rex Bennett.
Rex Bennett? But he was killed in Stalingrad.
Obviously, the report was false. He's in Berlin, and he has learned that German agents are plotting to assassinate the Sultan because he favors the United Nations. Can you get to the Sultan and warn him?
Oh, I'm sure I can. Did Rex give you any details of the German plans?
No, only what I've told you.
All right, I'll call you later.
Here are the complete files on the North African situation, Your Highness.
I must see the Sultan again.
No one may see His Highness now.
It's a matter of life or death.
Let the young lady enter, please.
Your Highness, I've just been informed by an American secret agent in Berlin that German assassins are planning an attempt on your life.
Ridiculous.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. At any rate, I thank you for your warning. Can you tell me any more about the plot?
No, but I may receive further details later.
Please, keep me informed. And now you must excuse me, my conference is waiting.
Certainly.
Do you believe her story?
I don't know. Still, we must see that proper precautions are taken.
All is ready, Baron von Rommler.
I know, Miller. And thanks to our concealed microphones, we heard everything the girl said. We'll attend to that later. Come. Keep him downstairs. We may have to force some information out of him later.
Remove his turban and burnous. authority. Your Gracious Highness.
Now we shall execute our master plan. Announce me to the sheiks. Then radio Berlin and tell them what the girls said about the American spy there. Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler.
By the grace of Allah, His Highness the Sultan Abou Ben Ali.
Be seated, my friends.
Send a message in code to Kurt Hauptmann, Gestapo Headquarters, Berlin.
It's very important that I have just the right agent for this mission.
You couldn't pick a better man, Herr Hauptmann. Look at his excellent record. He's responsible for the death of Rex Bennett.
So, it was he who killed the famous American agent. Splendid. Send him in.
This is Agent G27.
I'm sending you to Africa to take the first step in undermining the United Nations position there.
Yes, Herr Hauptmann.
We have perfected a master plan. You've heard of the Dagger of Solomon?
Yes, it's an ancient symbol revered by all Muslims. Disappeared a generation ago.
That dagger is in our hands. In its hilt is the key to the tomb of Kubla al-Baida, the ancient Muslim leader. The Arabs believe that when the dagger is found and the tomb is opened, they will find a message which will guide their course in war and peace. To make certain that they will find a suitable message, our experts have prepared a scroll written in ancient Arabic on antique parchment. It advises all Muslims to follow the sign of the swastika. You will take the dagger and scroll to our Casablanca agent. He will open the tomb secretly and insert the scroll. Then he will turn the dagger and key over to the Arabs. Proceed now to the National Archives, where Colonel von Raeder will hand you scroll, dagger, and final instructions.
Yes, Herr Hauptmann.
Von Rommler's report just came in from Casablanca. It's being decoded now.
Good.
Here's the dagger of Solomon and the scroll of Kubla al-Baida.
Swear that scroll is as ancient as the dagger.
The dagger is a beautiful specimen of Arabian art. The scroll is a perfect example of German ingenuity. The captured American plane is waiting for you at Goering Airfield. You can fly it into Casablanca without being challenged. You will deliver this to... Just a minute. Von Raeder speaking.
Von Rommler just reported from Casablanca that an American agent is among us. We have checked the credentials of the man who is with you. They are forged. We have reason to suspect he is Rex Bennett. Arrest him.
Yes, sir. Don't move. Our plans have changed, Mr. Rex Bennett. Put it down. Get out.
plane ready for my takeoff?
Yes, Captain. I've kept it warmed up.
A reward for your efficiency. To victory.
Victory!
Rex, what have you been up to? And how in the world did you get into Berlin?
That's a long story. Let's get down to business first. Did you get my messages about the Sultan?
Yes, but so far nothing has happened. The Sultan is here in Casablanca conferring with the tribal leaders.
Good. Can you bring them together for a meeting with me?
It could be arranged through the diplomatic corps, if it's really important.
It's important, all right. I'm going to expose the biggest hoax that Berlin has ever tried to put over.
Very well. I shall arrange a meeting at the Hotel International in the morning.
Mr. Bennett, are you prepared to offer any tangible proof of this so-called German plot to deceive my people?
Yes, Your Highness. I have in my possession the dagger of Solomon and the forged scroll.
You have them with you?
No, I wasn't sure it would be wise to show them publicly.
I have no secrets from my sheiks.
In that case, I can have them brought here immediately. Can I use your phone?
Certainly.
Connect me with room 104, please.
Room 104. Go there at once.
Hello, Janet. This is Rex calling from the Sultan's suite. Pierre will be there in a few minutes. Give him the dagger and scroll.
Your Highness, if you'll excuse me.
Just a minute, Pierre.
Get in there and don't make a sound.
Tell Rex I'll contact him at my office.
You should have seen the look on the Sultan's face when I told him the dagger and scroll had been stolen.
He probably thought you never had them at all.
Well, that's just it. He seems to think the whole thing was a scheme to discredit Germany, and unless... Yes? Well, yes, Pierre. Fine, we'll be right over. Pierre trailed the thief to the Tropical Fruit Company warehouse in the riverfront. We've got to get there and help him. These are Pierre's.
Something must have gone wrong.
Stay here. If anyone tries to get away, stop them.
Maybe this will bring you to.
Hold it. work, Janet. What happened to the other one?
He escaped in a motorboat.
The scroll and the dagger. He gave them to the captain on the riverboat. It left just before he got here. Headed for Sedala.
If I take the shore road, I may be able to stop it.
Be careful. The boat is loaded with munitions and explosives for Nazi agents.
All the more reason for stopping it. Take care of him, Janet.
Current's stronger than I calculated. We must have more steam. Watch your course carefully. If we should hit a reef with all those explosives aboard, we'd blow up.
Dagger and scroll. I'll order your pilot to head back for Casablanca. Hand over that dagger and scroll. Order your pilot to head back for Casablanca.
The Sultan is in conference with the sheiks and cannot be disturbed.
I think you'll see me if you tell him that I've recovered the dagger and the fraudulent German scroll.
I will inform His Highness. Your Highness.
Yes, Müller, what is it?
Rex Bennett is here. He has recovered the dagger and scroll.
Send him in, please.
Tune in the conference room.
And I recovered the dagger and scroll from the riverboat captain who was taking them to Sidala.
You have them with you?
Yes, Your Highness. Here they are.
The dagger is genuine. There can be no question of it. Did you read the scroll?
Yes. The import of the message is that the Muslim tribes should follow the sign of the swastika.
Can you tell if the document is authentic?
How could it be? If it were genuine, it would be in the tomb, and not on its way to the tomb from Berlin. It's just a clumsy German attempt to embroil us in the war.
It must be humiliating to know that you will someday be hung for treachery which failed.
At least you will never live to hang me.
Our first job is to locate the Axis agents here in Casablanca. Their radio communication should help. We know they're in radio contact with Berlin. Pierre, can you arrange for listening posts to try to locate their stations?
Certainly. Signal Corps will... pardon. French diplomatic headquarters. Just one moment, please. It's the Sultan.
Rex Bennett speaking, Your Highness.
I have decided to ask you to investigate an attempt which was made on my life yesterday.
I'll be glad to. Where did it happen?
About 5 miles out on the coast road. Several shots were fired at me from an abandoned fisherman's shack.
I'll investigate immediately. Certainly, sir. Somebody shot at the Sultan yesterday when he was passing a shack on the coast road. I'm going out there to look the place over. You go ahead with the radio arrangements?
Right away.
time, the criminals remained at the scene of their crime, Mr. Bennett. We guessed you might be asked to investigate this place. We are the underground headquarters of the United Nations in Berlin.
I suppose you'll let me go if I tell you.
No? But some means of dying are more pleasant than others. Let me show you. That might have been your arm, Mr. Bennett.
Under the circumstances, I'd be foolish not to talk.
Remember, you will be held until the truth of what you say is verified by radio from Berlin.
The address is 92 Lindenstrasse.
Get a rope. Come out from under there.
FD-21.
Pierre talking. Go ahead, Rex.
Have your listening post be on the alert for any message about 92 Lindenstrasse. I think the station we're looking for is about to send one.
92 Lindenstrasse. Right.
I'm coming back to your office. Be there in half an hour.
It is 4 kilometers from here to the river. Just around the bend, you see? We caught the message about 92 Lindenstrasse.
Did you locate the station?
Yes, it's just about here.
That's Caliph Canyon. Let's go.
It should be right here, but that's only a native camp.
If there's a radio station around here, it's certainly well camouflaged.
There's one way to find out. If there's a radio transmitter near here, it should give off a lot of static. We'll cruise around and we find the place where the static's loudest, and that should be it. Turn on the radio, Chandler.
The static's getting louder.
Yes, we must be getting close. Better look over that tent. Keep him covered, Jenna.
Here it comes.
Berlin calling. Investigation of 92 Lindenstrasse shows that your information was false. Das ist alles.
Shut off the generator.
Yes, sir.
Bennett tricked me. If he ever falls into my hands again, he'll wish he was never born.
You may wish the same thing, my friend. See if he's armed here. Keep him covered, Jenna.
Bennett tricked me. If he ever falls into my hands again, he'll wish he was never born.
You may wish the same thing, my friend. See if he's armed here.
The other man's dead.
You two search this place. Take all papers back to the office and decode them.
Right.
I'm going to Casablanca and tell Sultan what happened.
And being disarmed, I was obliged
To run away from a girl and leave the enemy in possession.
All that stuff is in code, Your Excellency.
What use is that? Pierre LaSalle is a past master at decoding.
Sergeant Smith. Very well. Send him in. Rex Bennett, he's coming in.
Get below.
We take the precaution of keeping all doors locked since the attempt on my life.
Wise precaution, Your Highness. I came to report that I almost caught one of the men who attacked you. I will have information shortly which may expose all of them. We found some important documents in code. As soon as we've decoded them, I can tell you more.
Thank you. I shall await your report with interest.
Those messages will tell them that the U-417 will arrive at Saladin Inlet today to take on supplies and bring us those secret charts.
Have Wolf fly down and warn the submarine commander. Then, destroy the warehouse.
Yes. Go to the sub-base at Saladin Inlet and secure papers which the commander of U-417 will have for you. And warn him to clear out. There may be an attack.
How can anyone attack there? All approaches to the place are mined and guarded.
That is not enough. Take one of the stolen American planes and execute my orders.
Yes, sir.
One of these days, my people will penetrate your master's disguise and drive you and every other Nazi from our land.
Shut him up.
And will arrive at the warehouse base on Saladin Inlet on the 24th.
24th? That's today. Never mind that other stuff for now, Pierre. We have to investigate that submarine. You stay here, Janet. If we need help, we'll call you on the short wave from the station wagon.
Has anyone passed by this way, Ali?
No one.
Stand guard over this plane until I return.
The road is mined and guarded. Remember to make the sign.
Hold the load.
Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler. What news?
The best. The United Nations are bringing the greatest convoy of all times. Food, ammunition, and reinforcements for their North African armies.
You call that good news?
Yes, because we know their exact course, and the Wolfpack, our undersea fleet, is lying in wait for them.
The likeliest place is that old warehouse at the point of the inlet.
Yes, submarine cut dock there.
Takes care of them.
We've got to get to that warehouse. You get their horses. I'll radio Janet to bring a plane and wait for us in that open field south of Saladin.
Those charts show the route of the convoy and the location of our ambush. When this blow falls, the Führer will be master of the world.
Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler. Prepare to submerge.
Got to abandon this place. Burn everything. When you are through, go back to your village and wait for further orders. I'm going to Casablanca right now.
Will you need a car?
No, I have a plane in the field, 2 miles out of here.
Stay where you are, Wolf. You won't need that plane. So that's the way it's done, eh? See if the submarines blow, Pierre.
Janet is going to land at the same field where Wolf's plane is.
I'll go after him. See if you can recover that briefcase from the water. outlaws trying to recover a briefcase Wolf threw in the ocean. He'll meet us at headquarters. Take that horse.
You got it? Yes. It's a chart showing the course of the big United States food convoy.
What's this?
That is where the submarine Wolfpack is waiting to destroy it.
All the natives in North Africa are counting on that food to save them from starvation.
How soon does the convoy reach that submarine position?
In about 6 hours.
Our destroyers can get there in time.
Sea strength was dealt a devastating blow yesterday when a wolf pack of lurking submarines was bombed to a watery grave by United States destroyers. The food convoy, which the undersea raiders sought to intercept, is now safely docked in Casablanca.
This is a serious defeat for Germany.
Germany knows no defeat.
But the food is already here.
Here, but not yet distributed. It is still in the city warehouses and it can be destroyed.
That would require tons of explosives. And we have none left in Casablanca.
But we still have our secret supply in the desert. Give this to Wolf and tell him to bring in the explosives at once.
Yes, Your Excellency. Important assignment. Go to the location indicated on this map and bring in enough demolition bombs to blow up every food warehouse in the city.
You Nazis are as foolish as you are stubborn. The Americans brought that food 3,000 miles across the sea to feed my people. Do you think they will be careless enough to let you destroy it now?
It's a graveyard.
That's what it is called. When our cruiser, the von Strauss, was driven ashore here by the British, the captain got permission from the Vichy government to bury his dead in this place. Instead, he threw the dead man overboard and buried his arms, ammunition, and explosives in the supposed graveyard. Now, this map shows which type of explosive is in each grave and the wiring arrangement which will set off the charges if anyone meddles with the crosses.
I understand. A clever scheme. I will go there at once.
Good.
Don't touch any of these crosses. They are wired to detonators, which would blow up the whole field if they are moved. The bombs we want are in this grave and the center one. Get to work.
The safe arrival of that convoy will be the talk of the world.
I feel a lot happier about it when the food's been safely distributed. It's too costly a prize to be overlooked by those saboteurs.
What could they possibly do about it now?
Well, they could blow up the warehouses. That's what we're trying to prevent.
Pierre is outposting men with these bomb detectors at every street entering the city.
If anyone tries to bring in explosives, the bomb detector will expose them.
Hello?
Yes? I'll be right over. They've picked up something at the main gate. Stay here and tell Pierre when he gets back.
My man has just reported that your wagon went to Ahmed Ali's blacksmith shop.
Right, I'll look it over.
Our master's very clever to have had such a secure hiding place for these explosives.
Yes, if the French knew what those graves in Salina Canyon are filled with.
That's all I need to know. Get rid of your gun. The knife.
Found out about the explosives. Fill in those graves and get out. I must go to a radio and warn His Excellency. And don't touch those crosses. Hey!
Hold it.
just received the coroner's report. The remains of those Arabs were finally identified. They were employed as tourist guides at the Oasis Cafe.
The Oasis? That'd be an ideal rendezvous for Nazi agents.
But how can we make sure the minute we walked in they'd recognize us?
They have a French dancing girl there by the name of Zara, who is loyal to the United Nations. She would do anything to help us trap our enemies.
I've just received word from Hassan that the Americans have donated huge quantities of medical supplies and blood plasma to the French. These must be destroyed.
Every enemy soldier who dies brings the fatherland nearer to victory.
Right. Hassan's agent will meet you at the Oasis Cafe with the plans. He will give you an ingenious device for destroying the supplies. Pay the agent this money.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Sergeant Speed. One moment. Agent M23, masquerading as a blind beggar, has just seen Zara entering LaSalle's office.
Zara? Who's Zara?
The dancing girl at the Oasis Cafe.
Dancing girl? She may be an enemy spy. We can settle all doubts efficiently. Von Rommler speaking. That girl must not leave LaSalle's office alive.
We certainly appreciate your coming here, Zara.
If I have helped, I am glad.
Miss Blake's impersonation of you may give her an opportunity to learn the identity of the chief German agents.
He's done for.
He was aiming directly at Zara. That can mean only one thing. The German agents know that Zara came here. We've got to get to Janet before they discover her. Order a squad of your men to meet us at the Oasis Cafe.
This man has the device you ordered.
Did you bring the money?
Yes.
This is the device for destroying the medical supplies. It's an incendiary watch containing a compartment of combustible chemicals. You set it for the time you want it to ignite, and then wind it.
I understand.
Here is a plan of the supply depot. You drive to the rear. There you will meet one of our agents to help you dispose of the guards.
Good.
Stop! Come down!
It's Zara.
You're wrong, Sophie. She works with Rex Bennett and LaSalle. Get upstairs at once and see if they're in the cafe.
Everybody, please keep quiet and don't try to leave. This place is surrounded. What became of the girl who was dancing here?
She went out that door.
The cafe is raided. You have nothing to fear. Without this girl, they can prove nothing. Stall him till I get away. Wait inside the cask in case anything goes wrong.
Get downstairs. Where's Miss Blake?
Never heard of her.
Don't lie to me or you'll hang for this night's work. Watch this man. There must be a secret exit to this place. Janet, ring. What did you find?
The tunnel leads to an alley 2 blocks away. There was no one on site there except a native. He said he saw a man force a girl into a station wagon and drive off down the Gedala Road.
Gedala Road? Take a look at this. Writing seems to be Arabic.
This is the layout of the French supply depot on the Gedala Road. Do you think he's taken Janet over there?
He might have. You take over here, I'll investigate this clue.
And now, Miss Blake, we are about to give you a demonstration of German efficiency.
Atrocity is a better word. Destroying medical supplies intended for suffering soldiers will make a story which will shock the world.
Unfortunately for you, this is one story you will never write. Put a gag in her mouth. I've set the watch so that the chemicals will ignite at 9 o'clock. You have 1 minute to live, Miss Blake.
All right, Wolf. Get him up.
Get rid of that gun. The knife.
I've set the watch so that the chemicals will ignite at 9 o'clock. You have 1 minute to live, Miss Blake.
Get him up. Get rid of that gun. The knife.
Your stupidity endangers our entire organization.
There was no clue left except the charred remains of the watch.
That's all Rex Bennett needs. He will discover where the incendiary device was made.
That doesn't point to us, Excellency.
But it points to Hassan, the brass worker. He has just completed an electric ear machine for the destruction of the United Nations courier, arriving this afternoon with the territorial treaties. Go to Hassan, pick up the electric ear, and warn him to be on guard against Rex Bennett.
Well, there's no question but this device was used to start the fire. You can just locate the man who made it.
That won't be easy. There isn't an identifying mark on it.
There are only a few craftsmen in Casablanca who are able to do that sort of a job. The most likely suspect is a brass worker by the name of Hassan.
Place is under suspicion, Hassan. Rex Bennett may come here.
After you have taken the electric gear away, he will find nothing. My men are waiting for you at Crozen Pass.
Good. Now, if you will explain how the mechanism works.
It is very simple and very deadly. When the switch is on, the device reacts to the sound of any motor within the radius of a mile. At the same time, the indicator moves on the dial, measuring the approach of the motor. And when the hand reaches zero...
Explosion?
Yeah, just like that.
Splendid. And the enemy courier cannot escape.
Not if you do your part. My little demon will not fail. However, should anything go wrong, Rama will be waiting in the secret radio room. What can I do for you, miss?
I'm interested in that pair of fluted candlesticks in the window.
Thank you. I'll get them. Beautiful, aren't they?
I'll take them.
Yes, gentlemen?
Police investigation, Hassan.
How can I help, sir?
Any idea who made this?
A watch? I wouldn't know, sir. Perhaps if you inquired of some of the jewelers.
Couldn't make a guess, eh?
I'm sorry, sir.
All right, Pierre, we'll try some of the jewelers. Thanks, Hassan.
Tell Rama to radio headquarters that Bennett and LaSalle have been here. Wolf had already left with the electric gear to assassinate the United Nations courier at Crozen Bridge.
Just a few more questions, Hassan.
Certainly, if I can help.
A young woman left the shop just as we came in a while ago. You know anything about her?
Nothing.
She's suspected of being an Axis spy.
I have never seen her before.
When she came in, she was carrying a black case. She didn't take it out with her. Do you mind if we look around?
No, but I'm sure it isn't here.
Here it is.
I assure you, gentlemen, I know nothing of this.
We'll soon find out.
Tell Rommler to radio headquarters that Bennett and LaSalle have been here. Wolf had already left with the electric gear to assassinate the United Nations courier at Crozon Bridge.
Handcuff those men together. We'll pick them up later.
But how did they know the diplomatic courier was coming over the Crozon Road? It's a secret mission.
We've no time to discuss that now. We've got to get to the Crozon Bridge.
Remember, give me time to get out of range so that the machine won't react to my motor. Then throw on the switch and watch the dial. As soon as the indicator starts to move, get away from the bridge. Keep out of sight. No one is to go through.
Warn the courier before he crosses the bridge.
Perhaps if I ride back toward Casablanca, they'll follow me. Then you could get through.
We'll both ride back, but regardless of what happens to me, you keep going, understand?
Get after them!
agent foils Nazi murder plot. Rex Bennett saves life of United Nations courier. Rex Bennett outwits you again. We Germans boast that we are supermen. Brave, clever, invincible. And you let this American dog...
Sultan Suite? Yes? All right. Janet Blake, the journalist, is on her way in.
Get below. I am delighted, Miss Blake. Please be seated. May I congratulate you? Your story of the outrage at Crowsand Bridge is wonderful.
Your Highness is very kind, but my editors want to follow up on that story at once. This attack, like the others, was made by native tribesmen. Am I to tell my readers that the peoples of North Africa are pro-Nazi?
Not at all. These attacks are the work of outlaws and renegades. The people of North Africa favor the cause of the United Nations.
Would you release an official statement to that effect?
Certainly. How soon do you need it?
My story must be on the wires within an hour.
Mr. Marlowe will bring the statement to your room as soon as I dictate it.
Thank you. That'll really help me out.
You are going to be very helpful to our cause. Goodbye, Miss Blake.
Goodbye.
Rex Bennett is too clever for you Nazi swine. The day of your exposure draws near.
You can't let her release that story. Hitler will broadcast to the world this afternoon upon the North African situation. Her story would be a direct contradiction of his.
Calm down, Müller. Miss Blake, as I told her, is going to be very helpful to our cause.
Armand, I just have time to get my story on the wire. If my office calls me, you say I'll be there in 10 minutes?
No, I'll tell them, Miss Blake.
Thank you.
Don't raise an alarm. Drive straight out the shore road.
Get out.
Take her to the boat.
News?
No, I was just testing my reception. Hitler is going to broadcast this afternoon, and I don't want to miss him. Pierre Lassalle speaking. What? Did you try the hotel? All right, we'll investigate at once.
What's wrong?
Janet didn't file her story. She left the hotel for the newspaper office and never got there.
So what? Perhaps she had trouble with her car. Try to get her on the shortwave.
FD 21. Calling JB. Come in, JB. That's her car.
It's not moving. The motor's idling.
FD 21, calling JB. Come in.
Call the radio control tower. Have them triangulate and locate the car in a 10-meter wavelength.
I'm Captain Boschert, Chief of Propaganda for the Führer, Miss Blake.
Stop.
I will conduct this affair, Herr Wolf.
Yes, sir.
You may return to your chief. Tell him that everything will go as planned. Have your men return here and stand guard. We are conferring a great honor upon you, Miss Blake. Following Hitler's broadcast to the world, you will speak to your own countrymen, confirming as an eyewitness all that the Führer has said. Your speech is prepared.
And suppose I refuse?
You will be choosing between a pleasant life and a very unpleasant death. I think you'll change your mind. Carl, show the young lady our persuader. Placed in there, as others have been before you, think it over. You still have 20 minutes before the Führer speaks.
Go back and stand guard. Let no one near the Moorish castle until the girl's broadcast is finished.
Hold it. We'll take that boat back to the Moorish castle.
Heil Hitler! Raise your hand, Fräulein.
Not for that murderer.
Nichts wird an diese Bewegung mehr aus Deutschland löschen können.
American Bennett!